This program is sponsored in part by
Municipal Credit Union, serving the financial needs of our members since 1916. MCU, strong, trusted, growing.
Transit Check, saves money for commuters, lowers payroll taxes for businesses, and it's also good for the environment. With Transit Check, everyone benefits.
The Transit Managerial Benevolent Association, protecting the rights of non-represented, active, and retired managerial employees within the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. Mike Landy, President.
Whether it's a landmark or a nightlight, Con Edison knows everything that depends on power matters to someone, so everything matters to us. Con Edison, everything matters.
Transport Workers Union Local 100, representing the 35,000 men and women who move New York. We're New York's public transit union. John Samuelson, President.
And by the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association of the City of New York, fighting for the rights of the police officers who protect New York City. Patrick J. Lynch, President.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Transit News Magazine. I'm Pete Palamaro, and I just got off a Metro North train here in Yonkers for a taste of some great restaurants and a visit to Empire City Casino for some really incredible deals. My first stop is Dolphin Restaurant, where I'm meeting my friend Lina for lunch.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lina Lansky. Hudson Valley Restaurant Week may be over, but there is still plenty of great food to eat. And to help start us off, I'm here with Jimmy Rugova, General Manager of Dolphin Restaurant. Jimmy, tell me about the restaurant.
Well, yes, Dolphin Restaurant is a casual upscale seafood restaurant, and we are located in downtown Yonkers on the waterfront.
This spread looks really delicious. Can you tell me about some of these dishes?
Yeah, absolutely. Furthest from us are our travapas. That's a beef, lamb, and veal skinless sausage done with some feta and tzatziki sauce. This is our sushi-grade tuna, pan-seared rare over Asian salad with some seaweed. Fresh squid ink linguine, clams, mussels, and shrimp, plum tomato sauce. This is one of our most popular items, seafood bruschetta. It's lobster, shrimp, scallops, Chilean sea bass, mussels over some rice. And this is our crab cake. It's pan-seared over a cabbage confit with pineapple salsa.
Pete, you made it just in time to grab a bite to eat.
Indeed, I did. It's just a short little walk from the station. And don't forget, a little later on, we're heading over to Empire City Casino for more great restaurants and deals. But before we do, on this month's show...
Hot dog! There's just one more reason to come to Coney Island, and it ain't the dogs. I'm Krystle Kalouris, and I've got that story.
Guess who's turning 75? It ain't me. I'm Auren Freeman, and I've got that story.
We're joined now by Peter Kelly. He's the owner of X2O Restaurant, which also took part in Hudson Valley Restaurant Week back in March. Peter, the views of the Hudson are absolutely stunning. I could certainly see why you picked this location.
Well, the views certainly are beautiful, but, you can't eat the view. So, we're hoping that you'll enjoy the food as well.
Tell us a little something about your restaurant.
This restaurant in Yonkers, we're literally suspended over the Hudson River. We've got the George Washington Bridge to our south, Tappan Zee to our north, and the Palisades, beautiful Palisades across from us. And we've been here about 7 years. It's part of the XAVIAR'S restaurant group of restaurants, and nice to have you with us.
It's a pleasure to be here. Peter, the food looks as gorgeous as the view. Please tell us about these stunning-looking dishes.
Well, we have a couple of entrees here. This is a braised short rib of aged beef served with white cheddar grits and crisp Brussels sprouts. We have some baby calamari with shrimp and local kale. I have a risotto of black truffle and green onion. We have a warm custard or a flan of asparagus with baby shrimp. Local Hudson Valley chicken. This is raised right here in the Hudson Valley with a foie gras and mushroom bread pudding. Then we have a couple of desserts also, we don't want you to go hungry. So we have a chocolate ganache tart with pecans. I hope you're going to, try them.
I'm going to dig in right now, if you don't mind, Peter. Thank you so much for having us.
There was a time when it was thought a woman's place was just in the kitchen, but things have changed, and now a young lady can be whatever she dreams about. Here's Andrea Tedeschi with some inspiring high school girls with dreams of their own.
For Women's History Month, New York City Transit reached out to young women studying engineering, architecture, and technology through the Transportation U program.
Well, the transportation industry has been historically a male-dominated industry, and at this point, actually, we're projecting a shortage of employees in the next 10 years. So we're trying to reach out to a wide group of individuals, as well as the benefit of inclusion and diversity. Any organization always benefits from different points of view. And I think that is a main benefit to the industry as a whole.
So what advice do professionals have for young women wanting to succeed in this male-dominated field?
Being strong in my walk and taking on the various challenges that are presented to you by men. I'm very big on saying just keep moving forward, don't move backward.
Wendy Chang, an instructor at City Polytechnic High School, discusses why it is important to capture a young lady's interest at an early age.
I think it's tremendously important to teach young women, especially catching them at a younger age, because the STEM fields and the STEM careers are lacking a lot of women in those careers. Our school does a really excellent job of exposing our girls to a lot of these underrepresented careers that they wouldn't otherwise have access to by attending a different school.
From the classroom to the boardroom, one of the event highlights was a meet and greet with New York City Transit President Carmen Bianco.
When you're sitting there and you're competing against a bunch of people, what is it about you that makes you special? It's up to you, and it's up to, it's up to those around you that'll help guide you to sort of help you navigate those waters. But young people are our future, and this is just such a wonderful time in their lives to get them thinking about transportation, getting them to think about the mission that we have at New York City Transit, and really getting them interested in what we do. It would just be it would be a joy to see them join the ranks after they're finished their educations.
From the boardroom to the control room, these students had a chance to see how mass transit works in New York City.
Basically, this is the rail control center for the entire New York City subway system. So everything is centrally monitored and in some instances controlled from here.
After a long and eventful day, students weighed in on their experience and what career path they may want to take.
Today was really great and amazing because I started to see new things that I'd never seen before, and the experience was great, and I started to think about my career process, so probably one of my choices might be something dealing with transportation.
My future career plans is to be in architecture. The reason why is because, it may sound cliche, but ever since I was younger, I've always had this thing where ideas that I have in my mind to put on paper and to build it up. And I didn't know what it was called back then, but now that I know, I'm really interested in pursuing that.
This year's Transportation U has helped inspire the next generation of transportation professionals. I'm Andrea Tedeschi reporting for Transit News.
Welcome to the Transit News Desk. I'm Ozzie Cruz. There was a gas explosion in Harlem last month that temporarily affected Metro North service. We sent our reporter, Jessie Mislavsky, to the scene.
In one of the most tragic events this year, 2 buildings in East Harlem exploded when a gas line ruptured. With what some described as feeling like an earthquake, the ruptured gas line collapsed 2 residential buildings that resulted in at least 8 deaths and multiple injuries.
I heard boom, and my windows rattled. I ran out the apartment because it sounded much closer than it was.
My house shook, my apartment shook. It sounded like my building went up, and then it fell back down.
It also spread debris across Metro North tracks, resulting in delays that lasted into the evening rush. While service across the entire Metro North Railroad was affected, there was no permanent damage, and service was restored for the morning commute. Mayor de Blasio, first responders, OEM, and other city officials addressed the media as the investigation continued.
This is going to be an extended operation. This will take quite a bit of time to fully address this issue. To achieve that, we have on the scene 250 firefighters and dozens of pieces of equipment, including heavy equipment, necessary to deal with the rubble from the building.
Despite this tragic event, Metro North is working hard to keep their customers moving quickly and safely to their destinations. I'm Jessie Mislavsky reporting for Transit News.
Carol Sharp, one of Transit's trial lawyers, was sworn in as a judge in the Bronx. Here's Michael Rabinowitz with her story.
Carol Sharp, formerly a lawyer at the MTA, was recently inducted as a civil court judge of the city of New York, and she could not be more thrilled to serve the people.
What was it like for you to work for the Transit Authority?
Working at the Transit Authority was one of the best experiences in my career.
And how did the Transit Authority prepare you for being a judge?
Having argued cases in the Second Circuit Court of Appeal, having written so many summary judgment motions and doing the appellate work, it prepared me to be a well-rounded lawyer.
And how does it feel to be a judge now?
I'm humbled and I'm honored that the people of New York County, in the district I was elected from, elected me to serve. And it now gives me the opportunity to bring all my experiences to the bench.
From the halls of the New York City Transit Authority Law Department to the halls of justice, Carol Sharp is moving up in her career.
She started out doing routine paperwork, but she quickly progressed to being a top-notch trial attorney in Kings County, our busiest trial unit. She saved the Transit Authority millions of dollars. Not only did she win most of her trials, but she also established important legal principles that aided other attorneys.
She's a real taskmaster. If she says she's going to do something, she does it. And she expects the same from you. So I can only imagine her on the bench. It's both an honor and a pleasure to call Carol my friend, as well as having worked with her as a colleague and now look up to her as a judge. I fully expect to see her on the appellate division.
From arguing the law to interpreting the law, Judge Carol Sharp is taking her place on the bench. I'm Michael Rabinowitz with Transit News.
This summer, beachgoers and thrill seekers will be delighted with a new ride in Coney Island. Here's Krystle Kalouris with a story about the groundbreaking for the Thunderbolt, scheduled to open by Labor Day.
A new ride at Coney Island will blow you away because it's nothing like you've experienced since 1910 with the first Thunderbolt.
To have the possibility to run at that kind of speed, to be able to turn upside down, to be able to feel the speed because you are in the open air.
At 115 feet tall, speeding along at 55 miles per hour within 2 minutes, you'll be upside down plenty of times.
Loop, corkscrew, horseshoes, so it's going to be 5 different inversions. Inversion, that means that people are going to be upside down 5 times during the track.
With a 100-foot vertical drop and all the twisting and turning, safety might be a concern.
It's more than just wrapping you in, they're wrapping your legs in as well. So this is going to be a safe ride, and rides of this magnitude, safety is number one.
Some of the people building the steel roller coaster will be from the Coney Island neighborhood.
We're going to have at least 10 to 12 men working on that job site that live in the local community. People that were ravaged by Hurricane Sandy will be able to feed their families, benefiting from working on this job site that they're going to start building. They had the groundbreaking today, and hopefully tomorrow we'll have some guys working there.
You have 800 new jobs that Thunderbolt is going to present, and they may be seasonal jobs, but at the same time, it gives an opportunity for employment.
Once the Thunderbolt opens this summer, it will be as fast as lightning, and one more reason for people to visit Coney Island.
There is a lot of expectation and a lot of fans, roller coaster fans are already booking to come here and test a new ride.
Coney Island, known for thrills and spills and fun in the sun. And now, there's just one more reason to come back, the Thunderbolt. I'm Krystle Kalouris reporting for Transit News.
In other news, Martin Schnabel, one of Transit's best lawyers, is retiring. Lindsay Gossin got to sit down with him.
Martin Schnabel has been a driving force at Transit's law department for 37 years. He has seen many changes throughout his career.
In the about 20 years that I've been general counsel, we've taken on additional responsibilities that we didn't previously have. We've created a special investigations unit which engages in anti-fraud investigations in our workers' compensation and no-fault and tort areas. We've added a freedom of information law function. Lots of federal and state laws have been enacted or amended, which have really changed and rendered more complicated a lot of what our attorneys and support staff are required to do.
How has your role changed as general counsel over the years?
There are more lawsuits, there are more areas in which litigation can be brought. It's not a secret, we live in a very litigious part of the country. The good news from a legal perspective is it means we're able to feed a lot of lawyers, and it means we have interesting jobs.
What is the one thing that you would like everyone here at Transit to remember you for?
That I, like so many people in every department here, wanted to do what I could in order to help the agency function as effectively and in as cost-effective a manner as possible, and to make the working environment as professional and rewarding and pleasant as it can possibly be.
Who was the most instrumental in your time here at Transit?
Identify one person. For the past about 25 years, my assistant, Cherie Guilford, has been of unbelievable assistance to me. I will really miss her.
All of us at New York City Transit wish Martin and Carol all the best in the future. I'm Ozzie Cruz. Now back to the show.
If you buy Metro North's Empire City Getaway package, not only will you receive free shuttle service to and from the casino, but you'll also receive a $10 free play and a $10 food voucher. And talk about food, Empire City has not one, but 2 new restaurants.
And this is one of them. We're joined now by Chef Matt Heisel of Dan Rooney's Sports Pub. Chef, thank you so much for taking a minute out of your day to join us. So this is all brand new, huh?
Yeah, this is a new restaurant. We have over 40 flat screen TVs for you to watch your game on. We have a great menu here. We do everything from scratch. It takes us a little while, but we really enjoy it.
It's a beautiful looking space too. Now, just to be sure, you can use your $10 food voucher here, correct?
Yes, the $10 food voucher is redeemable here. It can go towards all of this great food.
Awesome. So, Chef Matt, what is on the menu?
We have our award-winning Dan Rooney burger topped with brie, watercress, and our secret burger sauce. I have our pub cob salad. A plate of loaded nachos with pickled jalapenos we do. We've got a blackened salmon over there, a whole rotisserie chicken that I roast every day, and our Guinness and brownie sundae.
It looks great, Chef. Thank you so much. I'm getting ready to dig in. Yeah. Now, from what I understand, Lina is on the casino floor right now using her $10 free play.
That's right, Pete. I'm here with Clare Galterio, PR manager of Empire City Casino. Claire, how much does a Metro North package cost?
Well, it's $17.50, and then in return you get $10 in free play and $10 in food coupons, soon to making your money back and a little more, which is great. And then we're just 15 miles north of Grand Central, and you don't have to travel hours away to get the best in entertainment and gaming. We have it right here.
Awesome. Are there any new games right now?
Yeah, actually we're sitting at one of them. We have all new electronic table games, baccarat, sickbo, roulette, and craps. And people love them. I mean, it's a lot less intimidating than the live table games, and I think you should give it a shot.
I think so too. Let's see.
Lucky number. I like it.
Wow, I just won $75.
What? See, I told you it was easy.
I'm happy about that. And the Whitestone Bridge has been up for 75 years. Here's Auren Freeman with that story.
In the 1930s, New York City sought to further connect its 5 boroughs. After thorough planning, it was decided that a bridge was needed to connect the Bronx and Queens. This would give those traveling from upstate New York and New England an easier route to Queens and Long Island. That bridge was the Bronx Whitestone Bridge, and this year it celebrates its 75th anniversary. Robert Moses, chairman of the Metropolitan Council on Parks, proposed the idea of the bridge in 1933 as part of the Belt Parkway system. The bridge was financed by Dillon Reed & Company using 4% bonds. $18 million worth of those bonds were set aside for the bridge's construction. Othmar Herman Ammann, One of the premier figures in bridge design of his time was the chief engineer for the Bronx Whitestone. Before working on the Bronx Whitestone, he was already very successful in the city of New York, acting as the Port of New York Authority's first chief bridge engineer. He designed and built the George Washington and Bayonne bridges, as well as directing the planning of the Lincoln Tunnel. In 1934, he was hired by the Tri-Borough Bridge Authority as its chief engineer to take over the design and planning for the Tri-Borough Bridge. The Bronx Whitestone Bridge was the second project for Othmar at the Tri-Borough Bridge Authority. The groundbreaking for the bridge was held in 1937, when the cornerstone of the anchorage was laid. Mayor LaGuardia and other dignitaries took part. Upon its completion, it was the fourth longest suspension bridge in the world, while also establishing a brand new form of artistic bridge design. The most noticeable change from Othmar's previous work was an absence of cross-bracing on the towers of the Bronx Whitestone. Considered to be one of the world's most striking bridges, its pleasing appearance is complemented by its simple design, making the Bronx Whitestone a true marvel. The bridge was completed and opened a day before the World's Fair in 1939, serving as the perfect gateway for people from all over to enjoy the festivities. It is truly a cornerstone of New York City, but at 75 years old, it is in need of major renovations.
It originally opened as 2 lanes in each direction with a pedestrian walkway, and it went through a new design where it became 3 lanes of traffic in each direction.
Taking design faults of other bridges into account, the Bronx Whitestone has had multiple enhancements to keep it functioning smoothly.
At the same time, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge had some issues with wind, so therefore, and the Bronx Whitestone Bridge was basically the same type of design. So a couple years later, we undertook different elements and added them to the Whitestone Bridge to address those wind elements, including cable stays, stiffening truss, and soon in 1987, a twin-mast damper.
Current renovations include giving the Queens approach a whole new look and introducing orthotropic decks to the bridge's roadway.
We actually are rebuilding the entire approach, bringing it up to the latest standards. The original approach was constructed in 1939, and of course through the years, 75 years there and about, it has corroded and needs different areas to be addressed.
We're going to orthotropic decking, which will eliminate major potholes. I mean, the orthotropic is a steel plate with a wear coating on it, so the most that you'll see a pothole would be a half-inch deep, very easily repairable.
Well, it helps with the skidding and stuff like that, and it's easier when the guys are plowing for the snow, so it works good for the record drivers. Less accidents for us.
Maintenance crews work day and night to make sure this 75-year-old bridge runs efficiently for its customers.
Potholes, plumbing, electrical, any kind of snow operations that happen. Could be anything. Even rain, heavy rain will cause us to have to check drains. Vehicle accidents, people jumping, all kinds of stuff come up.
And we're vital. So it's essential that we remain safe for those who use the bridge, that we remain in a safe operating condition, and that we can support the needs of the region, including the community's business and residential both.
Every employee at the Bronx Whitestone is passionate about their job and understands the value of hard work.
The one thing that our agency stresses is teamwork, and having the facility decentralized staff in operations at the facility location. Engineering has also made that commitment, and they also have a decentralized staff at the Whitestone that's dedicated to the Whitestone Bridge.
And they're all very proud to be working on a bridge with this much history.
Sometimes they put in 16 hours without a break. You know, they're all working. They don't stop. They don't complain. You know, so it works out nice with the guys.
It's doing pretty good for 75 years old.
Yeah, it got a lot of history to this bridge, you know. My family's from the Bronx, so they seen this getting built. It's pretty interesting stuff to be working on the same bridge that my father was watching be built as a kid.
Bridge is 75 years old in April of 2014, and I'm proud to say that my 25-year service career at MTA Bridges and Tunnels has been mostly spent in this region at the Whitestone Bridge and at the Throgs Neck Bridge. So I'm part of that fabric, I think, part of that community fabric, part of the infrastructure fabric. And it's something I enjoy, and it's something I like to see that things are in good order for the customers, things are in good order for the communities that we serve.
Happy birthday, Whitestone Bridge. Enjoy the facelift. You'd make Joan Rivers proud. I'm Auren Freeman, reporting for Transit News.
Another brand new restaurant here at Empire City is Pinch American Grill, where they have 100 New York craft beers on tap, and you could pour your very own pint yourself at your table. I mean, how cool is that?
I'm here with Tippy Virasith, Food and Beverage Director of Empire City Casino. Tippy, tell me about the restaurant.
The restaurant is modeled after a 1950 diner with a very nice retro feel to it. We took the color red as an inspiration from an Italian race car, and then we combined it with a little bit of wood as a background to kind of be a nice canvas for service of our food and beverage here.
Can you tell me about the dishes?
Absolutely. We have a wonderful bone-in ribeye, service for two. It's a great pairing when we serve it with our grilled lobster. We also have our chicken wings, which is made with a sweet and spicy glaze. And then we also have our house recipe macaroni and cheese with ham. And of course, if you're looking for something a little bit more comfortable, we also have our homemade pasta with a sun-dried tomato sauce. And of course, in front of me, we have this great seafood tower featuring Blue Point oysters, as well as some fresh clams, chilled lobster, and cocktail shrimp.
Now remember, spring is finally here. Hop on out of the city on a Metro North getaway.
Well, that just about wraps up this month's show. If you have any questions, comments, or story ideas, please email us at transitnews@nyct.com. I'm Lina Lansky. Thanks for watching.
And I'm Pete Palamaro. Thanks for riding. Hey, Lina, remember that song, 99 Bottles of Beer on the Wall?
Sure do.
Let's see how far we can get.
This program is sponsored in part by
Municipal Credit Union, serving the financial needs of our members since 1916. MCU, strong, trusted, growing.
Transit Check, saves money for commuters, lowers payroll taxes for businesses, and it's also good for the environment. With Transit Check, everyone benefits.
The Transit Managerial Benevolent Association, protecting the rights of non-represented, active, and retired managerial employees within the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. Mike Landy, President.
Whether it's a landmark or a nightlight, Con Edison knows everything that depends on power matters to someone, so everything matters to us. Con Edison, everything matters.
Transport Workers Union Local 100, representing the 35,000 men and women who move New York. We're New York's public transit union. John Samuelson, President.
And by the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association of the City of New York, fighting for the rights of the police officers who protect New York City. Patrick J. Lynch, President.